he said, don't worry about it. He took all the pastry cream in the food processor and he fixed it. And it was like unbelievable. I was so happy not to mess up a group project. But again, then you learn that you can fix some stuff. No, with pastries, it's kind of hard. Some things you cannot fix, but at least the pastry cream, you can fix it. So if it is scrambled or it does, some lumps starting to form, you can do the food processor or the blender, and
or you can use a whisk.
Yes?
You can use a whisk too, no?
Yeah, I use the whisk as well. Well, the whisk doesn't work when you scramble. It's not enough. But the food, you need something stronger. Once you scramble the egg, you really need something stronger. But you try to do it this way, it wouldn't separate. If you do it carefully this way, won't happen. So I keep doing it. And it's almost, so I start seeing, I don't know if you are able to see, but it's more yellow in the middle and whiter. And that means that it's starting to thicken. Now, I wanted to bring it to a boil actually, because you want a thick pastry cream for your zeppole. It's looking great. I also do the whisk though, and I can see start to thicken. See, you see it start to thicken, but I like to use my whisk to make sure it gets completely combined. So I'm going to use my whisk a little bit here, but it's looking great. And then let me lower the heat because now I am very close to finish. You are also going to see that lines form. And let me do something. My computer is telling me something. Let me do continue here. All right. And start to boil, which is good. You want to boil it slightly for maybe 1 minute. So can you see how the lines form around? Let me try to get it slightly closer, but the steam, okay, good. I'm going to go very low, but it's looking beautiful. Yeah, that's what I am looking for. So I am going to lower it slightly. And I see some boiling around, which is good because I know the starch is working. And now I can show you, I'm going to turn it off. I can show you my pastry cream. So it's beautiful. Really happy with this pastry cream. So
how was the pastry cream? How is the pastry cream? Or Heather, Kat, Jessica, and Jana, Mickey, Sherry, show us. Are you working on it?
Mine's a little thin because I put the lemon juice in already. I thought I heard lemon juice, so mine's thin.
But it will thicken now. Milk and lemon can curdle, so you have to be careful on that too. Like, can separate. I never put lemon juice unless I am making ricotta, because you can make ricotta with lemon juice. So use only the zest.
Maria, if
yes.
I was making a lot of zeppole, could I double the recipe for the cream too?
Yeah, you can.
Good, thank you.
Divided is more complicated because you have 5 eggs. So it's hard to have 2.5 eggs. There is a technique you could use, but it's better to double. and make a lot. So here is my pastry cream. It's looking fantastic. And it needs to cool down. So what I am going to do is put it in this container and refrigerate. But before, while it's hot, I am going to add my butter. The tablespoon of butter I told you about, you add it when it's hot. I am using Kerrygold, the Irish butter. I really love it. It smells, it tastes amazing. All my pastries are really great with the Kerrygold.
So guys, now Maria added the butter of to the cream, okay?
Can you use orange zest?
Yes, all kind, whatever you like. If my friend, she has a lot of citrus trees, so she also gave me bergamot, and oh my god, that is the best smell I ever had in my kitchen. So you could use anything you love. If it's fresh, better.
Thank you.
And orange is also wonderful. I like it. It's mellow. It's less acid. You know, it's more sweet. So okay, I am going to transfer. Take your time. I am going to transfer my cream here. I will tell you how to refrigerate your cream.
And how much butter was added to the cream?
Say it again.
How much butter was added to the cream?
1 tablespoon.
Thank you.
All right. So let me get a spatula here, and I am going to transfer my cream. All right. So make sure you grab all this beautiful cream. Nothing should go wasted. So this is great. Now you need to cool it down because I am going to use the pastry bag, but if you weren't going to use the pastry bag to put the pastry cream inside, don't worry about it. But I like to use the pastry bag because it looks more beautiful.
Maria, Inga is asking if we need to turn on the oven yet.
Say it again.
We need to turn on the oven.
As soon we start the pâte choux, but this could be because we are going to pretty much start the pâte choux right now. Then turn it on. It's a good moment to turn the oven on. Actually, I'm going to do this.
How much temperature?
I am going to do, depends on the oven, but you go in the higher side. I am going to do 380.
Okay.
My oven runs kind of high, so I will say between 375 and 400. Okay, here is the pastry cream. And when I refrigerate it, I need to cover, but then a crust can form. So I am going to put some paper on top. That helps. That prevents the cream to. So I do like this, very close to the cream. Prevents a crust to form. All right, and then we close it and we refrigerate it. So I'm going to refrigerate this. And I know many, let me know when everyone is done so we can start the pâté choux, but I am going to clear my counter so everyone can see what I am going to do now. And actually I need to transfer my pot so you guys can see, what I am doing. Yeah, with the online classes, you need to figure out all the layout so you can have a vision of all the components. All right, so my oven is on. And then the other thing that I want to do is prepare my pan for baking. So let's do that. I'm going to show you what I am going to use.
Okay, I just text Guy the list of ingredients just for the pasta choux that we are going to do for the zeppole, okay? So we have 1 cup of water, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, grated zest of 1 lemon, 6, I will read in Italian, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup all-purpose flour, 4 eggs, the pastry cream that we already done, and the cherries, okay, the amarena cherries that we have. That's it.
All right, is everyone ready? And I will put this because everything is in the stuff except for the, let's see, let me get this maybe closer.
I just taped the recipe. You can see in the chat, but I can text again. Everyone see the chart with the list of ingredients, the last one that I sent. Yes, Kat say yes. Thumbs up if you see. Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you for your support. For your patience too. It's so complicated with all these technologies. Oh my God.
All right. So do I start?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you need another pan, a small one. So I am going to add 1 cup of the water. I am going to add everything except eggs and except flour. So I have the salt, I have the Meyer lemon zest, and use any citrus you like too. I like the flavor of lemon, and Meyer lemon are wonderful. And then I have my sugar, which is just 1 tablespoon. And you bring it to a boil. But also the butter. So let me get the butter. And I like to cut my butter a little bit. And this is, I think it's 6 tablespoons. So yes. I am going to cut it slightly before adding. Let's see, so it melts faster, no? So I put all my butter in there.
So Maria, we are adding everything except for the flour and the eggs.
Exactly. So
guys, 1 cup of water, salt, the sugar, the lemon zest, the butter.
So
all together.
Yeah, everything together. Bring it to a boil. Well, you have to melt the butter. The most important part is to melt the butter and also boil. You want this to boil. I tried to cut it, but my butter was at room temperature, so it's kind of all smushed. So, well, it's okay. But you want to melt this butter. You can use olive oil instead of the butter, and you can use lard, which is a very traditional thing. Nowadays, I think Italians don't use that much lard, but in my dad time, My dad used lard. My dad was a meat distributor, so he even made all those things. He made the lard, the salumi. So he will use lard for everything. But nowadays, well, because it's more saturated fat and maybe it's not that good for your heart, then although there are scientists saying now that lard is better than other fats, but anyway.
Okay.
Can you use Crisco?
I hate Crisco, but you could. But it's, yeah, you can use any fat, but that's like, yeah, I prefer butter.
Okay, just because there is someone that we need to catch up, we just put in the pan, okay, the cup of water, the 1/4 tablespoon salt, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, the lemon zest, the 6 tablespoons of butter, and that's it, okay? And now there is always all together in this pan, and we are melting the butter, okay? That's it. We are still here.
And you need to bring it to a boil. Now, when it boils, I have here very close my flour. So when it boils, and my temperature, I am doing high temperature. I put the whole thing in the pot and have a wooden spoon close by. So you have to have your flour and your wooden spoon close by. The heat is high, and I am trying to bring this mixture to a boil. And when it boils, you immediately, the whole thing goes in the pot. That is very important. And then I tell you what is next. But so I still have my butter, some pieces still melting, but it start to boil.
So this is a delicate part of the recipe, okay? It's a very important part of the recipe. It's a specific technique for this kind of pasta choux. Okay, so pay attention to this specific part, okay?
So it's boiling. Let me make sure it's all melted, and now all at once I add my flour, all at once, and then I start to mix it together. Make sure, and I am going to lower the heat to medium, so make sure all the flour incorporates. And see, and when you form like a bowl, like clean, the pot is almost clean. See? It's almost clean, and then you can almost grab the whole thing. I am just now making sure I'm going to turn it off because it's ready. See? So it's very hot. I cannot grab it with my hand, but I could, because see, the whole thing comes together. So that's good. So now I am going to go to the other station here. So usually I do this part in my mixer, but not everyone has a mixer, so I am going to do it by hand. But usually what I do, I have my mixer, let me show you. I am not going to do it because it's noisy, and also it's not everyone has a mixer. But I use this, and I start to cool it down with this mixer here. But I am going to do it by hand. So it takes more time, and it takes a lot of workout. But I am going to do it for you guys. But if I was at home doing it for myself, I will use the mixer because it takes a lot of effort, and I am serious. But let me get the pan. So first, this is very hot. So what do you think if I add the eggs right now? What will happen?
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. So we need to cool it down. So let me show you how I cool it down in my, so a bowl like this one will work very well. So I place this in here, and as you can see, it's clean. And then I start to spread it everywhere, like this. So it cools down. Plus I have my counter, which is granite, which is always cold. So it cools down this. And I use my hands too, but yeah. It's very hot still. So I keep mixing it slightly so I cool it down. You can put it in the fridge too, or the freezer for a little bit if you don't want to do this. But this usually works very fast if you try to cool it down and then spread it out in the bowl. And that's the movement you are going to do to add the eggs. Now you have to add the eggs very slowly. The recipe says 1 egg at the time. Something that I found sometimes is even easier if I crack all my eggs and I add like a tablespoon at the time of the eggs. So I am going to crack my eggs in here.
Okay, Maria, just let me check. Where are we? Jessica, Kat, Sherry, Heather, are we okay?
What setting do I put the mixer on?
Oh, are you going to do the mixer?
Yeah.
Oh, that works better. I mean, work faster, great.
Yeah. Is it the low setting?
So start mixing it, and then what you do, when steam doesn't come anymore, you touch it, and it has to be almost like room temperature before adding 1 egg at the time. All right?
Yeah, can you show again the attachment for the mixer?
This is the attachment.
Come closer. Okay.
That's called the paddle attachment. You don't use the whisk, you use the paddle. All right? This is usually good for cakes, but for bread you use this. So you don't use the, I think this is called the hook. The paddle, the hook, and then the whisk. The whisk is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is the one. So you start mixing until no steam comes, and then you are able to add the eggs without scrambling. And then you add, well, I will explain, but what you can do now while it's cooling down is add the eggs to a bowl and whisk it. So I am going to do that.
Okay, now we are adding the eggs. Okay, just follow Maria because we need to add the eggs one at a time, very slowly.
All right, so I am going to whisk my eggs in here and add a little bit at the time in here. So I am going to, when you crack an egg, crack it in a flat surface so shells don't come. So that's the way you do it. 1, 2, and this is kind of cooling down. 3. If I get too tired, I bring it to my mixer, but I'm going, oh, here a shell. I told you that it's okay. You can easily grab it with your hands. And then the last one. And I'm going to whisk it. I find that if I whisk it, incorporate faster. So I'm going to whisk it. You can use a fork. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork for this. good. That's mix enough. This is cold, so I am happy. Let's take this out of the way. And now we start adding the eggs. So what is going to happen? Every time you add an egg, the mixture is going to separate. And you need to incorporate it. You can use your hands squeezing the batter, or with a wooden spoon, you can do like this against the side of your bowl, okay? If you are using a mixer, just go a little faster. You add a little bit and then you go faster. And then when everything comes together, you add a little bit more. So I will say like 1 tablespoon at the time. So I'm going to add just a little of the egg, just a little. And then I start incorporating. So that's a lot of work if you do it by hand. So if you have a mixer, it's not that much of a work. But well, I am going to do it for a little bit. And again, if I get too tired, I go with my mixer. But I wanted to show you because people get scared when they see it's kind of breaking apart. So people get scared and they feel that they screw it up. You didn't. You need just to work it out. And
Maria, sorry, even if we use the mixer, we need to add the eggs a little bit at a time.
yes,
Okay.
but incorporates faster.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Here, well, now I can see finally it's incorporating very well. And at the beginning, it doesn't look so smooth, but it will. So again, I spread my batter out. And I add a little bit more. And it's going to separate again. So I am going to add a little bit more. That's a little bit. And then I do the same that I did before. So I spread the mixture with the spoon. And then I start incorporating. And it's going to separate. And it's not bad. Don't worry about it. It will come together again. But you need to, and you can also squeeze with your hand. I am trying to avoid to get my hands dirty because then I have to use the pastry bag. So, but you can use your hands, no problem. My mom will use the hands for everything, so. And then this is a very good tool. Oh, let me see if you can see everything. Okay, you can also use this. So let's keep going and keep incorporating, no? It's still not smooth, so I need to work it out a little bit more. That's why I told you you were going to burn calories to be able to eat your zeppole. Good. So this is great because it's incorporated. It doesn't look smooth, it will, but it's not separated. So now I add a little bit more. All right. Let's add a little bit more. And we go again.
Maria,
Yes.
if it gets too sticky, do we add a little more flour or not?
No, never.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, It's
yeah, you
only
need-
one cup of flour, right?
yeah, only that 1 cup of, yeah, it needs to be sticky, to be honest. It's not going to work if it's not sticky. So it's very sticky, as you can see. See how sticky it is. So I use this, you can use a spoon. You don't need professional products. It's good to have. It's good to have a mixer. It's good to have other stuff, but you can make it work. It's good to know that it breaks, because then you don't get afraid when that happens. You know that it needs keep working. So you can use even a metal spoon that you use for eating soup. You can use that too. I like the wood. This wood spoon is so strong. I like it because it doesn't bend, you know. Maybe a metal spoon will bend. But this is kind of incorporating and looking better. So I need to continue until it's totally a whole, no? Everything
Yeah, I
together.
just wanted to say, I make cream puffs all the time, and I didn't realize that this recipe is exactly the same as cream puffs.
Yes, it's the same.
When I'm doing the egg part, I do it with my hand mixer. I find it works too.
Yeah, the hand mixer works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right now we are doing the pastry part because we did the creamy part at the beginning. And now the cream is in the freezer cooling down. Okay.
Okay, I am going to add some more still. And the last part I show you in the mixer if you want. I don't know if you guys want. I can do this by hand, no problem. But if you want, I show you in the mixer for the last part.
Yes, Maria, you can use the mixer so we can see also how the mixer works.
All right. When I use the mixer, I am going to mute because it's very noisy. All right?
Yes, it is.
So I am going to do this for the last time. I am going to do it in the mixer right now because I got tired, to be honest. Let me get my mixer. So I have here my mixer. I am going to incorporate, but again, you can do it by hand. It takes some work, but it's doable. It's not a problem. So I'm going to put this in the mixer. And I love this tool. I love making bread. That's my favorite thing to make. I make my sourdough every week. But this is the best tool for breads, for pastry, because the shape, it reaches, no? Even for cleaning the bowls, it only costs $10 here in the Bay Area. And it's so good for everything. See, I clear completely my bowl.
What is that tool actually called?
Like the spatula?
A scraper or a scraper.
Great, thank you.
I have two. So this is the flexible, and then there is this one, which is amazing to cut and clean. So this is called bench scraper, and this
Yeah,
is,
that one I have. Yeah.
and I love it too. Like I cannot live without them.
Yeah.
All right, this is good. Let me bring my. Okay, let's go here. And I need to clean this too. So I am trying to grab everything from the bowl. And then I will bring the computer so you can see. Let's see, I can put it in here. So let me move some stuff away. So you can see here, let's see. We separated, as you can see, no problem, as I told you. So you use this, let me put it in the right place. So if you do it with the machine, you let it cool first. And I am going to mute so you can see, let me mute so you can see what I am doing.
Okay. Just us now. Nice. So, Kat, how was your pastry? It's good?
Yeah, it's very, I think it's good. Let's see.
So, have you added all the eggs?
I added all the eggs. It's very smooth.
Oh, nice.
Perfect. That looks amazing. So I am going to add my last part, my last egg, and then finish it up. And then I tell you what to do next. All right, let's do it.
Heather, have you added all the eggs?
Yes, I'm done. Yes.
How is your pastry? Let's see. Smooth?
Can you see it?
Yes. Okay. Wow. Good job. What about Jessica and Gianna? Or Mickey? Oh, I don't know who also is cooking with us.
We're just over halfway through our eggs, so we're still adding eggs.
Okay, good job, Jessica.
All right, let me show you how beautiful.
Let me see Cindy. Oh, wow, amazing, good job.
All right.
I think that this recipe could seem difficult for the first time, okay? But then it will be simpler to redo in the future, so don't worry.
Oh, wait a second.
What's happening to Maria? She's gone.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure my husband was taking the boys to soccer practice. Yeah, because it's late, so I was like, oh, he haven't leave yet. So you see,
If not, he gets no Zeppole.
Say again?
If he doesn't take them, then he doesn't get the pastry.
Ah, yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. All right. Now, the most important thing is to prepare your pan. So I am going to do that. And then I show you how to fill your pastry bag. I have these that are disposable and they are really good. Now, if you don't have a pastry bag, you can use 2 spoons and try to make the shape, It's not, it could be an option, but the best is to use the pastry bag with the tip. So I have here my tips. I have 2 because one is for the pastry cream and the other one is for the pâte choux. So let me take this out of the way. And I have a pan here and some parchment, I put the parchment. The seal pad works good too. So that's the 2 options you have. And now I am going to show you, is everyone ready for me to show you how to fill your pastry bag? All right, I am going to, I am going to grab, I usually like to have a glass to help me with the pastry bag. So I grab my pastry bag.
Oh, you can use also the Ziploc for this kind of, for replicate the, oh my God.
Yeah, to replicate the pastry bag.
We lost the name. Oh my God.
So So I am going to use this. This is not that big. I kind of like, I am not going to make a huge
Sakaposh. Oh my God, I remember now. Sakaposh.
So I use something big to make sure it doesn't fall. So I'm going to use this just to make sure it fits and push it. No, I push it a little bit. Good. And now I twist it a little bit here so I don't seal it completely. And then I'm going to use this to make out. You can use your hands actually, but you go pretty much half. Let me do. I am actually going to use my hands. With the pastry cream, it's better to use the glass, but because it's more runny. But this is a very thick, so I'm going to use my hands. So as you can see, I grabbed a half, see? And then I have here the pâte choux, and then I start filling it up. I use my hands to squeeze it, no? Make sure it goes in. I am going to put the whole thing. I keep going, no? Again, if you don't have a pastry bag, you can use a Ziploc, or you can try to shape it with 2 spoons. I may do the one so you can see how to do it with 2 spoons. It doesn't look like as beautiful as the other ones, but you can do something like that. So let me going a little up. Good. And then I keep going. I'm going to do the whole thing.
So everyone is good, is following. We are filling the piping bag, okay, with the all pâte choux.
All right, I am done here. Okay, now what I do, let me get my spatula. I'm going to grab my spatula so I use it all. And I will make sure everything is in there, no? Like I don't want to squeeze. So I make sure everything. I am getting everything. Good. So now it's perfect. And now I squeeze it right there. I twist it and here. And then I'm going to start pushing, okay? So I am going to grab my pan. So when you do this, what you want is to get very close. Don't lift it. Get it very close to the pan. So I do here like this. It's like a 1.5, I will say. Oh, here I miss it. Okay. Then I do. You can make it smaller too, no? Very close
Zeppolina. Okay, if you're smaller, it's Zeppolina.
This is going to be big though.
Mm-hmm.
And then because they expand a lot. So you can do it just like this. It's almost like 1.5, kind of. You make little nest. Well, not that little, those are big. But very close to the pan. So let me squeeze a little bit more down. All right. And then
how many of these zeppole we can do with this recipe?
like let's see, I think between 6 or 7 depending on the size. If you do smaller ones, you do how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I am going to be able to do 7. Oh, well.
Yeah, so you can fry this one or you can bake the same.
Are they going to expand a lot? Do we have to space them out?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I am squeezing the mixture down, no? And then I think I get one more. And a mini one. I am going to do a mini pate choux in here. Just to squeeze all the mixture, no? So I have the last one, and they go directly in the oven, so you can see how they look.
So Maria, if we want to fry the zeppole, there are some instruction that you can go to. What kind of temperature, maybe of the oil or?
Yeah, so I am going to put this in the oven and I explain.
Okay. Usually, guys, in Italy we do both. Okay, it depends on your taste. Someone prefer to eat the baked one because maybe they are not fried, so they are lighter. But others they like fried one. So it's just up to you. Okay, if you like maybe donuts, maybe you can like also the zeppole, the fried zeppole. It's your taste, your choice.
Yeah, so for the fry, I fry several things because in Christmas, in Natale, we have some fried ravioli that in Abruzzo we make. So they are like sweet ravioli with chocolate, and yeah. Then chiacchiere in Carnevale, you fry them. So to do correctly frying, first I create a frying station. So I go in, I usually use, I use my, let me put this in here. I show you my frying station. So I usually fry with this, with my Le Creuset. So I take my here, fill it 1 inch, and then I prepare my frying station. So the frying station is, you need a pan and a rack, and then you need like a paper towel. Have everything ready. If you fry, you have to have everything ready. And then I need my candy thermometer. So I have my candy thermometer in here. So the oil should be at 375 at the moment of start frying, between 375 and 400. So I put it over here. Let me go over here. And I need one thing more. Something like this, but this is too big for me. I have something like this to grab the zeppole from the oil. Another tool, I don't see it over here. Where did I put it? I have another that is called the spider, but yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it around. But this is a good one. I mean, if you have something like this, it has to stand high heat. It's very important. It's able to stand high heat. The other thing is you don't overcrowd, and the kind of oil is also very important. So, well, in general, I use canola oil. Grapeseed oil has a high smoking point. So grapeseed oil is the thing we use at the restaurant. And old olive oil works. but don't use the fresh new olive oil because it's a waste of money, you know, like using your beautiful olive oil for frying will be a waste of money. Now, how do you fry the zeppole? That's the problem. So what I do is I put the oil, let's say it's 375. So what I do is I take a piece of parchment, like a square, and I put my zeppole on top. So I am cutting my piece. So I cut the piece, and then I put my zeppole in here. And then it's very easy to fry because then I can put it on top of the here, or I can even grab this and put it in my, let me put this, and put it in the oil, you know, and then you don't cook your hands. Like, you have to be very careful also with the frying, but that's the way of doing. Now, the baking of the zeppole takes 40 minutes, and you have to be strict about that because you may think it's ready and then they deflate. So it's very important to finish the 40 minutes, and that will be over our class. So I already baked some zeppole to show you how to do the finished product, and then you can finish later.
Maria, just one question by the oil. Safflower oil is okay to fry the zeppole?
I think so, yeah. That's I try to go for health. So usually I do or canola or olive oil or grapeseed oil that I know is like the healthiest oils. But yeah, sunflower oil should work. I am not sure about if it's better or not. I don't have enough information for that, but it works about the smoking point, which is the most important thing, no? Like it doesn't burn. You don't want the oil to burn. Okay. And the other important thing about frying is you don't overcrowd your pan, because if you put too much, the oil goes down, the temperature goes down. So you have to keep the temperature between 375 and 400. If it gets too high, you add more oil. If it gets too cold, you wait. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the science on this. All pastries have water in it because you put eggs or whatever. It has water. So the science is at high heat, what happens to water? It evaporates. So what happens if the oil is really hot, then the water is going to expand and create a crust. Now, if the oil is very low, the pastry is going to soak the oil and it's going to be heavy. So that's why you need a very high temperature. Now, when you finish, let's say I am frying my thing here, frying, and the paper you can take it out later with a kitchen tongue. So let's say I got my pastry. The next step is to put it in the rack. So the oil drips, and then it's not heavy. Because fried pastry make it right, it's not heavy. It's like a fluffy, when you eat a donut, it feels light, a good donut. But when it's heavy, it's because it absorbs the oil and the temperature was too low. So that's managing the temperature is the most important thing with the frying. All right, so I already did my Zeppole yesterday. I have some the ones that are baked.
Okay, just there's some questions. Can we put them in the oven once pipe onto the pan?
Yes, and bake for 40 minutes. It has to be 40 minutes exactly. So those are baked yesterday. Let me show you.
Yeah, you should put your Zeppole in the oven, okay? If you haven't yet.
All right.
For 40 minutes, as I texted before, okay?
Okay, so I am going to show you how to finish your products. So 40 minutes is important because if not, it can deflate. So if you want a nice Zeppole, like expanded, you needed the 40 minutes. These are the ones that I made yesterday. It's good to do it the day before. Actually, I prefer because it kind of dry out a little bit. So here are mine. And let me get another platter. So now, okay, now we do the pastry cream too. So I am going to use, in this case, I want to use my glass. So I'm going to use this other for the ones that I prepared. So I am going to put my pastry cream. And my pastry cream, I had another batch that I did yesterday because I wanted to make sure it was cold for the class. So I have like, I don't know, I would, if you are close, I will invite you in my house to pick some Zeppole because I will have like 20 Zeppole today. So, all right. So I am going to put the other tip in another bag for my pastry cream. So again, remember, you cut, you put the, maybe this is, okay, so yeah, it's good. And you can use a spoon as well. You don't need to use a pastry bag. And again, you need something to push it because it can, you think it's going to stay and sometimes it doesn't. So I push it very well. And the pastry cream is something more soft. So I am going to do this, twist it. Let me show what I am doing. And I am going to do the glass thing because it's easier. The pastry cream is a little soft, so it's easier. Let me good. Let me grab my pastry cream. So I have here the pastry cream I made yesterday. And it's kind of hard, which is good. So with a little spatula, I am going just to make sure I mix it a little bit, before using it. All right. So I am going to try to place all of it. A whisk also good. And then you need a knife because I cut this in half and stuff it in the middle. And then I put a little bit of, let's see. Let me try to push this out. I just don't want it to run out before I need it. So let's get some more. So when you bake it, let it cool. Let it cool before. for at least 1 hour. That's why I did this before, because I mean, we will be the whole day working together in this recipe. So let it cool in a rack if you have one. So when I use this, I let it cool in this rack, okay? For 1 hour until completely cold. Now also I am going to prepare my amarena, because kind of important. So I have my zeppole, I have my pastry cream in here, and I have my amarena. So I don't want all the liquid with the amarena. So I am going to I have a little strainer, just because I don't want to have all the amarena juice, no? Because it's nice, but so I have here how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7.5 amarena zeppole. So I don't want all the liquid, just for the decoration, no? All right, that's, I have everything ready for assembling. So I have my pastry cream. So the only thing I need now is a knife to cut the zeppole in half. So let me get a little knife. I cut it in half. You want it this hard, and then, I mean, I try to get rid a little bit of this, because it's beautiful actually. It doesn't have that much. So now what I do is grab my pastry bag, and the pastry cream has to be firm and cold. So try to wait until it's cold. And I forgot which side is, yeah. This is the bottom and this is the top. So I put some cream in here and some cream in here. And you can use a spoon. I mean, it's good investment if you want to do, this is the professional way, you know? But also it's beautiful if you do it a little rustic, it's not big deal. And then I like to add a little bit more of the cream. And I use my glass to, this is really good to have one little glass just to make sure your cream doesn't fall. So I'm going to put this, and then I am going to put a little bit of amarena, maybe 1 or 2. And then the last touch is powdered sugar. So I have my powdered sugar in here, and it's beautiful. So I have my zeppole.
Perfect.
So I show you another one, and then you can do some questions. But again, bake it the 40 minutes completely. Let me do another one. So cut it in half.
Say again, Kate.
Molto bene.
Molto bene, brava.
Thank you. And I really love Italian pastries. And discovering. Say it again.
I said they are stunning. Excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
Delicioso. Bravo, bravo.
So you put your amarena.
Adesso devi farle. You need to make them.
And you have the record.
Send us picture. You want to see the result, guys.
Yes, tomorrow I make them.
Okay.
I prepare tonight the cream, and tomorrow I make the zeppole.
Go and send us the pictures.
See.
They look amazing, Maria.
Yeah, please. I would love to see the pictures of everyone and hear the beauties.
Beautiful. Great
All
job.
right. Well, yeah, if you don't have any question, depending on where you are. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Brava, brava.
Yeah, because
Need to pick the winner.
Yeah, who is the winner?
I don't know.
Thank you for your time, and you should
A
do more of
moment, a
these.
moment. We need to pick the winner. Okay.
Well, I teach only, I will tell you that I teach classes. My website is in Italian Experiences. So I teach classes regularly in a place called Kitchen on Fire, and I do privates as well. So you can contact me for private classes.
Yeah, you will find the information about Maria in the event, but I will send you with all the information about this class later tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, just 1 minute to pick the winner. Okay, I will try to. I don't know, to extract something. Tell me if you are in the class, okay? I will continue until we find the winner. Nikki?
Yes? Yes?
No, Nikki Shaman. Do you see?
Oh, Nikki.
Good. Philip Parks?
I also want to go over the tape too.
No. I will continue. Sherry?
Well, just a second.
No. I don't see Francesco. Francesco?
Yes, I'm here.
What is it? Sherry Chicarios? Are you? Sherry? Hello? No, it's a different Sherry.
For Sherry.
Francesco?
I can't do that to you.
Licari?
I'm not gonna feel bad.
No. Francesco Licari? Yeah, sì, Francesco, but I don't know if it's Francesco Licari.
I say come and then the husband moves.
Okay. Cindy? Cindy, you won! Yeah! You won, Cindy! Great!
Thank you, grazie.
I will write you and ask you about your address, okay? So you can send you the prize. Good job, Cindy.
Thank you. Mine are cooking. I'm gonna take mine to my father-in-law who is Italian, so hopefully.
Oh, nice! Good job. Great. Okay, guys, we're done for today. Thanks all
Thank
again
you.
for joining this
Ciao.
class. I hope you enjoy it, okay?
Buona giornata.
Buona giornata.
Buona giornata. Ciao ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ciao, piacere, ciao.
Piacere. Ciao.
Thank you, Chef.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. Send us picture.
Thanks for your time, Chef.
I lost the chef. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.